Hi, Arlene. Thank you for your great questions, and also thank you to everybody at AARP for participating in this process. I think this is a great way of doing it. With respect to the two questions that Arlene asked, public safety. Public safety is the number one job of any mayor in any city in America. You can do a lot of great things in your city, but if it's not safe at the end of the day, then you're not going to get very far as a city. So you have to focus on it. We did when I was mayor before, and as I go for it, I will absolutely do it again. There are a number of components to it. At the core of it, you have to have great police officers who are well trained, and you have to have a sufficient number of them in order to do the job of the city. We did that when I was mayor. We would continue to do that. When I traveled around the city to about 50 different neighborhood associations and businesses over the course of the last year, what I found is in a lot of those areas, people don't feel safe. They are concerned about crime in their communities. You hear a lot about different types of crime, but a big focuses were auto thefts, of prostitution and drug sales in certain parts of our city. So I think you need to focus on the concerns you're hearing from people in the community. You also have to make sure you're focusing on having sufficient amount of technology within your department. When I was mayor, we added computers to all the cars, take-home cars throughout the city, and put technology into play to help the police officers and assist them to do their jobs. With respect to the auto theft issue that you've heard a lot about, you've read a lot about it in the paper, we used to have an auto theft unit in the police department. That auto theft unit was melted into another department some time ago over the course, during the last year. I would put that auto theft unit back in place so that we have a laser beam focus on the auto theft problem we have in the city. And with respect to drugs and crime, we had a street crimes unit we had put together when I was mayor that focused officers specifically on those issues, which are really critical issues in our community. And we were able to make great advancements towards that when we did it. I put that back in place. That's also been taken out over the course of the last year. So I put both of those back in place, and I would continue the strong focus on making sure people in our community are safe. With respect to Arlene's other question on affordable housing, there's a number of issues you can do there as well. We worked with the federal and state authorities. There's a home program and a SHIP program that provides funding so that you can actually provide citizens in your community with interest-free loans, low-interest loans, in order to use as deposits to buy housing in the city and be able to get a house for themselves in the community. Beyond that, there are many hundreds of vacant lots in our city. Many of them are owned by the city itself. I would work with Habitat for Humanity, which is something I did before while I was mayor, and we would work with them, get some of those lots to Habitat for Humanities, so they can get people that might not otherwise be able to afford a house into a house. And they provide training for folks. It's really a great organization. I would continue to do that, work with them, expand the program of working with them, but I'd work with other nonprofits in our community that do similar things to try to help people get into affordable housing. Sometimes people have a house, but they can't afford to take care of it, and if they're low income and can't afford that, we had a program called the Neighborhood Team or the N Team, where people would go into the communities, into the neighborhoods. If somebody was, for instance, getting a code violation because of an issue associated with their house, we would help them to fix that issue rather than just piling on code assessments. We would try to help them to address the issue so they could stay in the house that they have. Because the best thing you can do is, if somebody has a house and they're having problems maintaining it, if you can help in any way to make sure they can stay in the house, that's a good thing. So public safety and affordable housing are very important issues in the city. We addressed them when I was mayor before, and I've got a lot of ideas on how to work forward to make them a high priority once again.